All right. Question 8. You know tangent, and they want to know cosine from that. All right. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. The best way to answer this one is to draw a triangle. So I'll start with some triangle, and I'm going to call one of these angles angle A. I'm going to do this one so that it looks a little bit more proportional. Tangent of A is going to be 2/5 opposite over adjacent. All right, if you had done angle A up here, it would have been fine. It just wouldn't have looked good. Okay. We can use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out this hypotenuse. It's going to be the square root of 29. All right, you'll do 2 squared plus 5 squared equals x squared. This will be 4 plus 25, gives you 29, and then you take the square root. Okay. All right, now that we have our triangle built, we can find cosine of angle A. Cosine is going to be adjacent, which is 5, over the hypotenuse. So 5 over root 29 is our answer. You got to rationalize the denominator. Root 29 over root 29. That gives you 5 root 29 over 29. So option A. That's it. All right, simplify cosine, tangent, cosecant of x. All right, so we're going to replace each of these with their, we're going to replace them in terms of sine and cosine. Tangent is equal to sine over cosine, and cosecant is 1 over sine. All right, and then a whole bunch of stuff is going to cancel. The cosine up top cancels with the one in the bottom. The sine up top cancels with the sine in the bottom. And so you're left with 1. All right, secant of angle A. Okay, so secant is just the reciprocal. All right, it's the reciprocal of cosine. So if I find cosine of angle A, then the reciprocal of it is going to be my answer. Okay, so cosine of angle A is adjacent over hypotenuse, 13 over 15. And then the reciprocal of this is going to be secant. So secant is going to be 15 over 13. That'll be our answer for that one. So you didn't actually have to go through the whole process of solving for x in order to answer this question. If they were asking for something like tangent, tangent of angle A would be tough because tangent would be the opposite over the adjacent, and you would have to actually know what x was in order to find that, which you'd have to use the Pythagorean theorem to solve for x. All right, let's solve this right triangle for x. Switch to a different color here. All right, so I know 60 degrees there, and I have the opposite and the hypotenuse, so I'm going to have to use sine in order to solve for x. Sine of 60 degrees is opposite over hypotenuse. So I would multiply by 6 to get the 6 out of the denominator. Multiply by 6 on both sides. So my answer is 6. Sine of 60 is equal to x. 6 sine of 60. And if I type that in the calculator, 6 sine of 60, that gives me 5.2. Okay. And that's about right for what x is. X is about 5.2.